One thing to remember when it comes to nuclear power is there's no such thing as a safe level of radiation. No matter how small the dose, and in Japan we're seeing massive doses, radiation can be deadly and will eventually be deadly. Here's Tom explaining why.
First of all, just an interesting story. See this picture here? This picture is from the 1950s. When I was 7 years old, I used to walk home from first grade past a shoe store. And in the shoe store, they had this machine right here. And you could stick your feet in here and look in the top and see the bones in your feet inside your shoes. It was an X-ray machine to see if your shoes fit. Now, they made these things illegal in 1960 because they were killing people. I mean, this is pretty awesome stuff. So the question is, how does radiation cause cancer? How does, why is that machine dangerous? This is DNA. DNA is made out of, you've got the deoxyribonucleic, the sugars basically out here that hold this thing together. But there are 4 amino acids: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Guanine and cytosine always form a pair. Adenine and guanine always form adenine and thymine always form a pair. But sometimes it's this way, sometimes it's that way. And the positioning of these pairs and the sequence of these pairs on the DNA chain is what determines whether you're a human or a mouse, whether your eyes are blue or brown, and a million other things, of course. And also whether or not this cell is going to duplicate or die, and how quickly it's going to duplicate. Now, radiation comes along, and whether it's particulate radiation, which can hit one of these things and just knock it right out, like an alpha particle, or whether it's ionizing radiation, like X-rays, that just electrically energizes this thing to the point where it reacts to something nearby, something in the bloodstream, gets pulled out, a hole is created in that DNA. What that hole does is it means that when this DNA splits, it's no longer intact. Usually what happens is the cell dies. But occasionally what happens is the cell simply loses its mechanism to regulate its ability to replicate. In other words, it starts reproducing over and over and over, faster and faster and faster, and we call that cancer. There is no safe level of radiation, because every cancer that's caused by radiation started by 1 photon of energy, 1 little tiny piece of an X-ray, or 1 little particle, hitting 1 piece of DNA in 1 cell, and that 1 cell became the cancer that consumes the person's body. Anybody who tells you there's a safe level of radiation is lying. It does not exist.